So I'm with Tallulah Rendall, very happy to be with her. I've actually been joining her in the morning sometimes for some Qigong lessons, some beautiful singing. She's a very special girl. I met her years ago in a beautiful field in Devon, really inspired by her song then. She knows a lot. Yeah, well, you're a very gentle person, and Tallulah knows a lot about how to gain balance and peace. So I'll just ask you to just introduce yourself and let us know a bit about what you're doing, and then I'd love to know what your tip is.
Oh, bless you. Thank you, Lara. So really wonderful that you've been joining the 10 a.m. sessions, a little bit of sound meditation, Qigong and some ecstatic dance, Instagram live. It's been really fun.
Yeah.
So I'm a songwriter, songstress. I'm a Qigong teacher, sound therapist and creative facilitator. So my kind of intention with all that I offer is really offering tools of empowerment to people, helping them to center themselves through the Qigong or the sound meditation, ground themselves into the body, come into the heart, connect to their innate creativity and innate wisdom. That's my little mission in life.
Cracking joy. That's amazing. And Qigong, for anyone who doesn't know, it's a bit like Tai Chi. And how would you summarize it yourself?
I would summarize it as movement meditation. Yeah. It's a way of creating space in the nervous system. It's a way of bringing the body, the mind, everything into coherence. So we can spend so much time sort of scattered in our sympathetic nervous system. And then through the practices, through the Qigong, for example, our system just moves from that sympathetic into the parasympathetic nervous system. Everything just begins to settle, and as the body begins to settle, so can the mind and the heart. So it's a very nourishing, beautiful practice.
Very relaxing.
Yeah.
Practice, yeah. So we'd love to know what your tip is that people can take away today and to practice and to help them feel more grounded and balanced and healthier.
Yeah, sure. So my tip is, and this is something that I really experience, sometimes I walk out the door and I live in a beautiful place where I can walk straight into nature, and I'm walking in nature and I'm just walking and I'm so in my mind that I might be in nature, but I'm still stuck up here, that my body is still kind of whirling. My energy system is still, and it's like, I catch myself and I'm like, oh, whoa. It's just like, okay, and breathe and come back to the body. So my top tip is actually, when you step out into nature, just to take a moment to pause and notice that whilst you might be in nature, you might still be just stuck in your mind.
Thinking about projects and
thinking about all the things you've got to do. But actually what happens if in that moment you stop and bring your awareness to your breath, breathe deep into the belly, breathe out through the mouth, just take a moment to become present in the body as a whole and just settle. And as you begin to settle and you become present in the moment, then it's just opening the heart mind, opening that heart mind, opening there and landing in the space that you're in and receiving the beauty of the nature that you're standing in, you're walking in. And one of the practices of meditation can be the practice of concentration, learning to actually focus your mind, and how we can be so busy that it's so hard for us to do that. So one of the tips that I would say is just to actually help focus the mind and become a little bit more present once you've taken those steps, is take a minute or two to notice the nature that's around you. Notice the detail, notice the wind moving through the leaves, the dew on a leaf, the tweeting of that bird, so that you're actually taking in the space that you have the privilege of being in. And you will notice your energy will shift. Your mind will settle. You'll become calmer and calmer and calmer. Okay. And if you then kind of journey through, take 20 minutes, however long you can, just to spend that time from that place, the resourcing that you will experience will be so much greater. Your awareness will expand
itself. Once you get into a calm state, your brain will organize itself, and your project plans will organize themselves in, your thoughts will get organized just because they've got the calm and the space, won't they?
Exactly. So that's one of the things I know that I experienced, that we can get kind of hooked into this thing of like adrenalized place of like, God, I'll have another coffee and then I'll like have these brilliant brain ideas. But actually what tends to happen is we overcook ourselves, we fry our brains, and we become messier and messier and messier. But if we slow down and we just create space to become more coherent in our energy system, and then come back to all the tasks that you've got to go through, you're going to just find, like,
rebooted,
it's be so much more succinct. Like, your brain will be like, and sometimes it can be as simple as, like, when you're in that space of like confusion over something, and then suddenly step out into nature, you come back, and then it's like, oh yeah, I just need to do that.
Obvious. Yeah,
it's so obvious, because you've moved out of that really highly charged state, hypersympathetic or simply sympathetic, just calmed.
So
that's
fabulous. Yeah. Opening your heart to allow your parasympathetic system to calm you and reboot.
Really? Yeah.
That's fantastic. It's really lovely listening to you. I think your voice is very, very calming, and I hope people who are listening here listen to this once, twice, and share it around, because that's really, really good advice. Open up your heart when you're out in nature. It's lovely.
Yeah,